Yeah, I switched to Apple Music, and it's funny because yeah, everything got deleted. I was like, well, there's a fresh start. So I literally, it's all just local artists. I don't listen to anything else if it's not local. If I don't know them, if I don't, they're not a person I could reach and touch. I don't listen to it anymore.
Really?
So it's funny. So part of me is glad that I lost it all.
Do you do that because you enjoy their music more, or because you're trying to support them?
Both. Enjoy their music more. I don't know what you mean by you can enjoy something more.
I enjoy Kendrick Lamar more than I enjoy Taylor Swift.
You don't really like Taylor Swift though.
Exactly.
So do I? I guess. Do I like local artists' music, and not like mainstream music? Or
I guess I'm asking, like, are you doing it for the reason that you enjoy their music more, or are you doing it because it's kind of a fuck you to capitalism and I'm going to support local because that's how I want to use my time type of thing?
I enjoy their music more. In some ways I do, because I feel directly connected to it in some ways, because most of the time they're my friends.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I know that person. Like, you're on my playlist. So I'm like, oh, yeah, fucking Daniel, yeah. Every time
Okay,
Horizon
that's
comes
cool.
on.
So you like to feel involved?
Feel involved, yeah. I mean, I like knowing I can reach people, right? Focus on the people that I can actually touch and reach.
Yeah. Do you think that you start to think of the other bigger, like, celebrities as less, like, of a person in a sense? You know what I mean? Like,
less of a person? Nah, not less of a person. It's like there's only so much time in the day, and so who do I want to give it to?
yeah.
And I'd rather give it to my friends.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't listen to as much local music as a local musician probably should.
Should based on what?
Should based on karma and community. You know, like in terms of wanting to support the people around me because I'm one of them, instead of looking at a lot of other people in a different stratosphere and being like, I want to be like one of them. But also, isn't that what we're all doing? Like, maybe I'm capitalistic, but like, I want to make this a bigger thing than just local, and I got to start local. But
that it's actually something I constantly come up with artists, because every artist wants to get on a playlist to reach millions of people, and to me it feels I'd rather reach less people, but it be actually significant, than just like tickle a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You might reach 1 million people, but you tickle their ear a little bit and then they forgot about you. And
yeah,
I don't know. It seems more fulfilling. Smaller groups, but more engagement in that group than larger group and less engagement. But I mean, to each their own, right?
Yeah.
Some people do truly want to be famous. Most people won't admit it, but some people do truly want to be famous, and that's fine.
Yeah. I can't tell if I do. I probably do. I think I want it for good reasons, but also for self-gratification. Like, it's both for sure. Because I feel like I want it for the reasons to share with people something that I feel like I have on my heart and that's being put in my heart, and maybe something that I can be positioned to like help people with the vibrations that I'm pushing out, especially in the face of like a lot of people who are pushing out a lot of negative vibrations and getting a lot of attention for it. There's a lot of negative vibrations reaching people.
It sells better.
It sells better for sure. And is it because people love pain or something? Like, you think we're addicted to pain?
Possibly. I mean, I think about it. The thing that's dangerous would probably catch your attention more than the thing that's safe. Because like, if I'm looking at a dog and a bear, I'm gonna keep my eyes on the bear because I'm hesitant. I'm scared of it.
Yeah.
It should have my attention. So maybe there's a little bit of that where we're partially conditioned to focus more on the things that are scary and such.
Yeah. I think a lot of people also relate to it though. they're like, yeah, that's how I fucking feel. Like, you know what I mean? But it's true because that is how they feel, which goes to show that we're like fucked up by the system. Like, it's not our fault. We're not just born. We're like, we're fucked up. Like, you know, like shit fucks us up. And then we all relate on, I'm in pain. Like, me too. You know, oh, we're all in pain. Which I think is part of the human condition, is that we're all in pain at all times.
Well, I mean, I agree with the Buddhism belief. It's that life is pain, so choose what, or life is suffering, so choose what to suffer about.
Yeah.
And that is how I dictate my life in that way. I mean, it always comes down to like money, always. And then just like what I'm going to be stressed about things in this life just because it's life. So I can go to this really expensive concert for this experience, or I can have that money and have that peace of mind knowing if my car tire pops tomorrow, you fix it like that. No setback, no stress. And so I'd rather stress about that than, you know.
Yeah. No, yeah, I feel you. I just had to make a decision with my car because my Prius broke down. And it kept doing this thing where the ABS system, the light would come on and my brakes would stop working. That's
scary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's scary as fuck. It happened on the freeway. And my car shut off on the freeway. But it was so inconsistent. It was like intermittent. So I would be driving and all of a sudden the light would come on and then my brakes would be so hard to press and like I couldn't slow down properly. And I drive through Malibu Canyon all the time. So I'm like, if I lose brakes on that ride down at the very end,
GG.
I watched a video, bro, like of a dude that died like that, like on that specific thing. I just came across it on like Reddit or something. And I don't know if he was like trying to outrun the police or some shit, but at the end of Malibu Canyon, there's like Canaan, there's like a big, like there's an intersection and a giant rock wall. And it's just this big downhill shot with like gravel on one side because I guess sometimes trucks, if they lose, like they need to pull into there. But this dude just boom, full sended it into the cliffside and just. So I have this image in my mind of me going down that because I go there for work and my brake's not working and just boom into the fucking thing.
Who captured the video?
I don't know. I don't know if it was like CCTV or something like that. I really don't know. But I also can't really remember like what it. Like I know I have the image in my head, but it's because it's like a visceral image. It's not like I can't like look at the video in my head right now. But I had to make the decision recently of am I gonna get a new car and lease something or make payments to on a car loan, or am I gonna try to fix this Prius? And so the Prius we got initially quoted as $1,100 to fix. It's an old ass car. It's a 2008, and it has
1,100.
1,100 because
1,000, right? 1,100.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was not 11,000.
Yeah.
There was an ABS issue apparently, and the ABS is an expensive part to fix. It's $1,100 for the part. So it's more than $1,100 if you include labor. Then we went to another person, and they quoted us. $2,500 because they're like, well, yeah, your ABS is fucked up, but also your like hybrid system there's an issue with, and something else there was an issue with, and it's like adding it all up, it's $2,500-ish with labor. And I'm like, fuck, man, is it worth it dropping $2,500 right now into a car that I don't even know if this is gonna fix the problems necessarily? I asked the guy, like, how long can you guarantee? He said about a year. And I'm like, or he can guarantee a year. Anything after that, he doesn't know, but it should probably be okay, maybe.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I do think people have this idea that cars aren't reliable, but more often than not, if you turned it on and it's running, it's kind of fine. Like, it's very rare that parts just, like, give out. Usually there's a feel to it. Usually... Yeah, they're for it. I would agree with that guy where if it's been for a year, it's probably gonna hold.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
Maybe that makes sense.
I mean, if the part's gonna fail, it's gonna fail pretty quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But so what ended up happening was I actually took it back to that same guy again, and he looked at it again. We asked him to do kind of a more thorough look, and he's like, "Oh, actually, it seems like it's your inverter pump, which is the pump that puts water into the hybrid system, and it's not working. And so your hybrid system is overheating, and it's making all these other systems in your car fail. It's not the ABS itself. If we fix the ABS, that's just like the last thing on the chain. This is actually the first thing on the chain. It's what's broken. Mm-hmm. So we should fix your inverter pump, and that's $450.
I do know that that's a common thing amongst Gen 3 Priuses. Mm-hmm. I do know that's a common issue amongst them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd argue, how many miles is it?
236-ish.
236,000?
Yeah.
I could see the decisions a little more. Because 230K is a lot of miles for a Prius. I mean, granted, Priuses kind of live forever, but...
Yeah. So I was looking at maybe like $300, $350 a month for my car payment, right? Maybe $4 even, like, you know, because I have to pay for full coverage and all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, do I pay $400 and I have a really nice new car that I can just have, but I'm $18,000 in debt, you know, but I just pay the $300 every month? Or do I gamble $2,500 with the Prius? But then when he told me $450, I'm like, I'm willing to gamble $450.
I'd be willing to gamble $450 too,
because that's like 2 months of payments, maybe 1 fucking month of payment, depending.
I would gamble with the $450.
Yeah,
I would for sure be a little more hesitant on the other ones.
Yeah, and it fixed fucking everything. Even my AC wasn't working.
Oh, so it
properly.
did fix everything?
It did. You know, I haven't had it for that long.
Okay.
But it feels like it fixed everything because my MPG had dropped before. Now it's back up.
That's actually really, yeah.
It's back up. My AC works again because I thought the AC pump or some shit was bad. And it hasn't given me the ABS issue. I've driven like 200 something miles.
You'll probably be fine then.
I think so. So the $450 was worth it. You know, I almost just put myself in so much debt when it was like a really simple fix, you know? And that is also like, you know, I think that bleeds into a lot of stuff in life. Like we want the shiny thing because it's new but like sometimes it's worth fixing the shit that you already have.
I think it's always, let me take off. Let me rewind and not say always. I think it's more often than not better to keep at what you're doing. I mean, with anything, it's more cost beneficial to keep a car running than buy a new one. It's more cost beneficial to keep your house, you know, maintain it than buy a new one. It for sure always, I mean, it goes into everything. Businesses, it's cheaper to maintain a good employee than it is to get a new employee.
Yeah. Relationships.
Yeah,
even.
I was about to say. Yeah.
I mean, that seems like a really good example for that is like, you know, you should invest in what you have rather than take the gamble on some new shit. You know.
Yeah. So maybe it's something a little better. Maybe know.
It depends. There's levels. If you total your car, you're not gonna be like maybe I should fix it. Like it only costs $60,000. It's like. Maybe that's not worth it.
Yeah, you see, but more often than not, it is more beneficial to just fix it. But it's for sure less convenient. It's more stressful. But then, right, choose what to stress about.
Yeah.
I'd rather stress over a high mileage car than an $18,000 debt.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
I mean, currently you bought time.
Yeah, and I feel cool. Like, I feel like, like, we got some shit fixed. Like, you know, I didn't fix it myself, but... You know, it feels like, I'm maintaining some shit instead of just being like, get a new one. Like,
I for sure take pride. I mean, my Prius is 210K, and then my Volkswagen's 180K. And I for sure take immense pride in just how high, it's like a high score. How high can I go?
Yeah.
How high can I go without the car completely total or like the engine blows up or something?
Yeah.
So there is a certain amount of pride that comes with that, just the higher the numbers. And maybe with relationships as well. It's funny that there was an artist I worked with. I don't know. Am I allowed?
Yeah.
I'll shout them out. Yeah, chat rooms.
Okay.
So a lot of them are in relationships, and a lot of them are in long-term relationships. And it's funny that transfers into their band because they've been a band for like 8 years or something.
Wow.
And so it for sure I'm sure they would agree that at this point it's easier to like make amends within the band than trying to find another band.
Yeah.
It's like, so when they're butting heads, it's like, all right, let's.
Yeah.
One thing,
which is actually noble, you know? But it's hard because it's hard for me sometimes when I see people in that position because I'm like, is that not a toxic environment for you? Like I won't call out this person because it's a more negative thing, but a person in my life is in a band that is like shitty to him. Like they're really shitty to him, and you know, and they kind of fuck him over and make really crazy decisions and tell him that he's like an equal part, but then doesn't, you know, give him the equal part power and makes deals behind his back and shit like this, you know? And I'm like, dude, like, why are you working with these people? And he's like, well, you know, I've just been doing it for a while. And like, you know, and who else am I going to play with? And all this shit. And I'm like, bro, they're fucking you over. And then I'm like, okay, when you're actually in a position where some shit is moving, like, how much can you rely on them to take care of you? At the same time, like, you know, if they're doing this at a level to where there's not really, I mean, like money involved, but there is your time and your value. They're already taking advantage of that. So when money gets involved, it's just going to get a million times worse, I think. Like, you know, and so it's like, do you take the gamble on that? That's a situation where I'd say take the gamble on something new because this is so fucked that you can't repair this. I don't think that this is one is beyond, your band is totaled.
I do think when someone else is telling you that like your situation's fucked, you might want to listen because sometimes you think it is.
Multiple people are telling this.
Yeah,
person.
so you know, and at that point it's ego. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it makes me think of, I mean, convenience for him. He's like, well, I've been in it for so long. It's sometimes change is scary, and
yeah, I
mean, it's like, less convenient than staying with it.
I mean, it is very literally an abusive relationship. You know, it's just not a romantic relationship, but. You know, and, you know, it's Stockholm syndrome in a sense. Maybe you're like, even if not that, it's a self-worth issue, really. It comes down to this person believes that they are worth the way that they are being treated because if they didn't, they wouldn't be there.
Accept the love you think you deserve.
Yeah.
Damn it. Hate that it's true.
Yeah. No, it's true. That's why you got to work on your self-value before you can, like, think that somebody else is going to love you correctly.
You have to take care of yourself before you can take care of someone else.
Yeah.
But then that's where the fulfillment comes in. Once you're good and you're like, okay, I'm good. Now let me help others be good. That's where you get fulfillment.
Yeah.
And I think that's where everyone should strive to be.
Yeah. It's hard though, because like if you're in a committed relationship and it's long term, say you're not good at a certain point, say some shit's going on deep in your life and you're fucked up, like, you know, how do you know, or say the other person is going through that. Like, how do you as that person love that person correctly? Like, you know, if their self-worth is fucked up, you know, they're not going to be able to love you properly. Do you match their energy? And then who matches whose energy? So sometimes it takes you, like, even putting love into somebody who's not able to love you correctly for a while because you see it as something longer term, even, you know. It's like if a homeless person, I had a situation where I gave a homeless person water and they freaked out on me. And
freaked out in what way? What do you mean?
I walked into a 7-Eleven and there was a guy out front and he was screaming into the void, but he was being really nice. He was opening the door for people as they walked in, and I was like, that's cool. Like, he's obviously, like, fucked up and he's angry, but he's still helping people as they walk in. So I'm like, I'm going to help him out. I went inside. I was getting myself some water, got him some water too. And when I walked outside, but I was in a mood and, like, I don't know. I feel shitty because I grabbed the bottle like this and I put it out like that. And I feel like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the energy behind it was, like, almost like not fully considering him as a person, but like I'm doing a nice thing right now, like you know, and I didn't ask him if he wanted water. I didn't talk to him. I just put a bottle in front of his face. So the bottle's right here, but I'm here like I'm doing a good thing for another person, and he's gonna appreciate it. He's probably just gonna take the water and fucking drink it. But I didn't take into account this dude is fucked up right now, like crazy, and he's angry. But I thought that kind act was maybe like him, like being like, no, I'm not really like this guy. Is like, but I put the water out and he smacked it out of my hand and he said, "You see that water bottle? You see how that shit's rolling? That's gonna be your fucking head." And yeah, and he threatened to chop my head off and yelled at me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, it stopped me back into reality. I'm like, oh shit, like, you know, like, so I just walked away and I was like, what the fuck? And I put the water down on a bench and I was like, in case he wants it still, I guess, you know, maybe he just couldn't accept it from me or whatever. And I just walked back home, but it stuck with me because I'm like, I was trying to do a nice thing for a person who couldn't accept that kind of love right now. So then do I, as a person, stop trying to give that love? Or do I still give it in the face of somebody who doesn't want to receive it?
That's an interesting, Well, I would say, man, I've never had anyone reject me like that.
Really?
To like, yeah.
Maybe not like that, but have you ever loved somebody and they don't love you back and they treat you shitty?
No.
Really?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you kind of have to train people to treat you how you want to be treated.
But then it's up to them to accept or not. But maybe you just don't let it get to that point. I've definitely struggled with loving people who mistreat me.
Yeah, for sure. I don't let anyone disrespect me.
Oh, that's good.
And so it just, I guess it never gets to that point. But going back to the homeless, because it makes me think of the saying, "No good deed goes unpunished." But that shouldn't deter you from doing good deeds. But I don't know if that... I would say you should still try, but if I'm trying to, like, implement it on a person, like relationships, if they are unable to reciprocate, I don't know. I'm also not the right person to ask this. I don't have a lot of long-term relationship experience. So maybe that's the reason.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when it came to people who really mistreated me and I tried to maintain a relationship with them, it kind of would bite me in the ass because I would always be wanting something that they're not, you know, which is kind of my fault. I'm like projecting something that they should be. You should be the type of person that loves me properly, but you're not. And how can I expect that from you? Because I understand what you are, but I want to change you so bad. And it's like the same thing of like, sometimes the maintenance isn't worth it. And sometimes it's not even maintenance. Sometimes you're driving a Prius, but you want it to drive like a Ferrari and you're not going to get that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's a good analogy.
Yeah. It just can't do that. That's not what that is. You know, so you're better off finding a fucking Ferrari if that's what you really want than trying to make a Prius a Ferrari.
Yeah. There's one relationship thing people say. It's like you should take people as they are. Don't expect them to change. And if anything, they'll get worse. Like if anything, they could possibly get worse. Yeah. And so I do think a lot of people have this idea of they could be better if this. It's like, no, you really do have to accept them as is, as they are right now in the moment. Because if you can't accept them at that given moment, then you're for sure you like an idea of them. Yeah. Yeah. And so maybe more often than not, people are liking ideas of people.
Yes, I think so because it's so hard to show your truest self to people. So nobody is really ever getting the full-on image of what any person is at any given time. You know what I mean? Because we're all hiding a little bit, at least. You know, you can get deep, but I can't even share with you all the thoughts that I have at the same time. I can share with you one thought at a time. So
not yet. No, so we're like linked.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden everyone's be like, "Oh, bro, I feel that way too." And then we're gonna become the universal one consciousness or whatever. But until then, we're stuck in this form. Oh, why is Mona calling me? Why is she FaceTiming me? Okay, sorry, that's work. But we can, until we become the universal consciousness, we're only able to share a little bit of ourselves at one time. And so we're all getting, I'm not going to call it disingenuous necessarily, but we're not getting the full picture. Sometimes it is disingenuous.
Sometimes it is, yeah. Sometimes it is, yeah.
Yeah, because you're trying to self-preserve or because you don't fully understand how you feel yet or whatever, so you're being disingenuous. So then the person's working with you based on that image that you're giving of them, plus run through the filter of what they think that you could be and what they already think that you are and what their experience in life has taught them the way that people are and themselves. They're really projecting themselves super hard onto you. Yeah. So it's just a clusterfuck. Nobody's seeing the same thing at all. And it's amazing to me that we can communicate at all, like legitimately.
Yeah, we can communicate at all. Well, that's when we have to like agree on things.
Yeah.
That's when we have to agree on certain fundamental things and then build off that.
Yeah. And that's about as close to truth as we can experience with each other.
Which is, basically we both agree to what a truth is.
Yeah. But does it make it the truth? No, not necessarily, because it's just in our experience.
Well, you can't prove it is and you can't prove it isn't.
Yeah, I think it's also like the lens that you're looking at it through. Like, is this a microphone? Yes. Is this a random collection of parts?
I mean, you could argue it's also a speaker if you inverse it.
It's also a speaker. Yeah. It's also a bunch of atoms and molecules. It is metal and plastic. Like, it's like, depending on what lens you're looking at it through, it's all of those things. But we can talk about a couple or usually just one of them at any given time. But so does it make any of those things any less the truth? No, but it's not the truth. There's no the truth about anything because it can be looked at through a million different lenses.
There is no. I mean, because I think about the headphones as well. They could also be flipped, and then they're microphones.
I didn't know that. I didn't know. How do you flip it?
Well, you just connect it to like a preamp.
Oh, you know what? I used to accidentally do that on a little keyboard that I had when I was a kid. There was a headphone input. And I would there was a microphone input too, though. And sometimes I'd accidentally plug it in there. And then one day I realized, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I could talk into this and it's coming out of the keyboard. I'm like, what? I didn't understand it, but that makes a lot of sense.
You made a microphone.
Yeah, I made a microphone out of the fucking speakers. Two sides of the same coin, which is trippy. Yeah, so, yeah, that's interesting. That is a crazy memory.
I guess it's a matter of focusing in on what matters in the conversation at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if we're talking about this microphone versus that microphone, the sound characteristics become what's important. Not necessarily, well, this one's made with this much copper wire and that one's made with that much copper wire. And I guess it is all just contextual. Yeah.
And it contributes to why they sound different, but that's not the important thing to us in this moment. If we were trying to price these, then that would become important to us.
Context matters.
Yeah.
Context always matters.
Yeah. But, so it does similarly remind me of the thought that I was saying earlier, which is that you can only communicate one thing at a time to people. I'm having a million different thoughts all at the same time, and maybe that's ADHD or maybe that's like just like what it is to think, but it's like I have to choose one line to follow. If I don't follow that one line, then it's just everywhere, and it's not going to connect or make sense. I do think very tangentially though.
Just bounce off things. Yeah.
Are you good at focusing?
Am I good at focusing? If I need to. That's why I think that's important to deadlines. It's like you kind of have no choice.
Yeah. Huh?
It's like you have to focus.
Yeah.
And so whether I'm good at it or not, I have to.
Yeah. Fuck. Wow. You just made me realize that I have a deadline coming up that I don't know if I'm going to fulfill, but maybe I can just make it happen.
I've never missed a deadline.
You're crazy.
You can't, because then you fail other people.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends. It depends if you've announced this deadline. It depends if other people are needing you in order for this timeline to happen.
Well, what's your deadline What's your deadline for?
It is for my album.
Mm.
It's for my album, and should I announce it so that I have to do it? I wanted to release the album within a week of election night on either side. I'm not sure which side makes the most sense to release it before or afterwards, or on. But I think that might be the spiritual energy version of me thinks that that's the right idea of like that day is going to be powerful. So use that power as your launch pad. And then the other part of me that's maybe more business oriented is like, well, maybe the election will overshadow any promotion or anything that you do of the album in that week. And so it's better to drop it the week after.
I would just say sell your taste. Just sell your taste.
I'm gonna drop that shit on election night.
Sell your taste.
Yeah,
right?
because that excites me. The idea of doing that like makes me go, yeah.
Like as a chef, you cook for someone, you're selling them what you think is good, right?
Yeah. I also don't know how that day's gonna go, so that's why it's exciting. It's like, ooh, like either way, it's like, yeah.
Just sell your taste.
That's a good point, man. Like you sell your taste, yeah, because like, what's the point of selling other people's taste if you don't like it?
I mean, you're trying to figure out what their taste is even.
Yeah.
Like before, after, it's like, no, just sell yours.
Yeah.
And see if people like it.
Yeah. It's just there's so much. No, there's not that much riding on the fucking drop of my album the day. It doesn't matter that much at this level, if I'm realistic with myself. But it doesn't. I think I'm going to drop it on election night because that's going to be cool.
I
just need a fucking Zoom over the next 4 weeks, like in order to make that happen, because there's certain songs that I don't have the vocals fully recorded on. I've got a lot of them that are mixed and just need a master. So that I kind of got to just throw it and money. And then, do you want to master one of them?
Do I want to master? I'd love to.
Okay, cool. All right. I think I want to the people that make sense to master shit. And so I need to make this shit happen and put it together. And
I mean, you just had a deadline.
Yeah, I just set a deadline. All right. The 5th of November. I can do that in a month. And I need to be done. I need to be done with this album. I need to put it out so that I can, I still want to do videos for songs on the album, which I'm cool with doing in the following 2 months, like until the end of the year. And then I need to be done with it, unless it is doing things and I still need it as maintenance, because, but I need it to be out. I really need it to be out.
Yeah, you can't maintain if it doesn't exist.
Exactly. Not in there. Yeah, exactly. I'm not maintaining the relationship that the audience has with it because they have no relationship to it at all. So I need to establish the relationship and then work on maintenance with it. Yeah. Thank you. You
Look
helped
at that.
me.
We set a date.
Exactly. Holy shit. Wow.
Now you have to uphold it, or else you're gonna let everyone who's watching this down.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, realistically, you let yourself down.
I'll let myself down. They'll maybe be a little like, oh, he didn't do it. But I'm going to be like, I didn't fucking do it. I said I was going to do it, and I didn't. Yeah. But
deadlines are powerful.
They are powerful.
I think we need more of them.
Yeah.
I think people are too willy-nilly.
Yeah. No, you're right. And it's the other thing with this album, it's been stopping me from putting out and working on new shit that I'm excited about. Like, because I'm clogged up, I'm like backed up. So I like need to get this shit out so that I can take some new shits. Yeah. Yeah. I got new shits all the way up to my throat, and it's going to start coming out. Eventually new shit's not even going to get inside because I'm going to be full of shit. And so I need to shit out so that it at least gets down to here. Yeah. And then maybe even hold off on shitting so I can just shit a lot more out and kind of, I might need to empty the tank, bro, before I'm ready to even fucking
empty it by the end of the year.
Yeah. No, I'll always be putting shit in there because I need it. Just for myself, like I need to make stuff.
Realistically, yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, I've seen that side of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of need to create.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows in all aspects of you. Like your music videos there's so much effort put into them.
Yeah.
There's so much effort put into them. And really, it's mostly for you.
It is mostly for me because nobody's watching it. Like
Sell your taste.
Yeah, I'm selling my
That's,
taste. And I'm establishing my taste for myself. Like if I'm just doing somebody else's taste the whole time, I'm never exploring mine. I'd rather explore mine and it not work, but then I get so good at it and it's so like saturated with my taste. And then eventually it reaches the right few people that, they're like, yes, that's exactly what I fucking feel. And then that grows, but it's dense. It doesn't need to be wide. It needs to be dense.
Oh, so you agree? Dense.
I do agree. I'm understanding that perspective.
I mean, because the way I see it is like a show of 30 people, but like your 30 of your biggest fans would probably be a lot more fulfilling, more exciting than a room full of 100 people who maybe listen to you. Or maybe you're opening up for a band. You have 100 people and then they're not really there for you. They'll engage with you slightly. But those 30 diehard fans that are there for you, that are going to like be excited for every song, I cannot imagine that not being a better experience.
Yeah.
Even if the numbers are bigger, you reach more people with the other venue.
No, you're right. That's going to feel better. It's going to feel less like a showcase. Like,
I mean, I remember when you played at Sound, when you had that like, you were like in the hallway.
Yeah.
And you played Horizon. I was like right in front of you. And you're like, I'm going to play this for you, Eric.
Yeah.
And we had a moment. And that for sure was better than everyone else being there.
Yeah.
That was just me and you at that point.
100%. 100%. It was deeper. It was stronger. I'm not trying to split it between all these people. I'm not sitting there like, I hope you like me. Like, I already know you fuck with me. So it's like, why wouldn't I be performing for you? Because you already fuck with me, And then if other people fuck with that energy, then they'll fuck with that energy.
And that was a good performance.
Yeah,
that was a good performance.
Thanks. Yeah, no, that one was really fun. I do fuck with the DIY scene a lot.
I'm a huge. The freaking house shows are my favorite shows for sure.
Yeah.
Just local, smaller. I mean, to the point, if I wanted to, I could like slap the person on the stage. If that's how close it is.
Yeah.
There's no way I'd ever get that at any large artist.
No. And so it's like there's like this
tactile.
huge layer of removal, and it's like watching like a stage. It is a stage performance. It's like almost like watching a TV show at a certain point too, because it's like their interaction isn't really there. But sometimes good big artists will be like, interact with the crowd. It's hard to interact with a big group of people at the same time.
Interact with the stadium, yeah.
Yeah, you're interacting with like the average consciousness of everybody there. Like it's one consciousness, and the average between that is what you are connecting with. Which is a weird thought that one person can connect with many different voices and feelings all at the same time, and they just get this like, like a hue of the audience that is just blended. Just this big blend.
It just makes me think of the disingenuousness of it sometimes, where at every city they visit, it's like LA, Houston, whatever, they always like, you've been the best crowd. We can't all be the best crowd.
No, that's fucked up. That's like anytime that you come across that person, you're like, you're the greatest. I hate people like that because you're lying.
And so that always feels weird to me. I get why they do it. But it always feels weird to me. Like,
you should talk about how much you love it, not try to make a statement about what the place's value is on some scale other than I love you guys so much. That feels genuine because you're talking about you. You're not saying what their value is. You're the best, or who the fuck are you to rate them? Just tell them how you feel about them.
Yeah. I guess that would be more genuine.
Yeah.
I guess if you phrase your words a little differently, you can express the same thing without being disingenuous and overselling it. But maybe we want to be sold a lie. Maybe we like it.
We definitely do. We want to feel like, fuck yeah, we're the greatest, And in a sense, you're an entertainer, So that is your job as an entertainer, like to entertain, Sometimes you're entertaining some bullshit, Sometimes you're up there and you're singing a song that's really sad and you're not feeling sad, Maybe that day you're feeling great, or vice versa. You have to hit the fucking happy song. Maybe you had a shitty day, but I guess in that moment you're connecting to that energy, and that's the job of the performer, is to like connect with that energy and let other people experience it. But you have to go there. You have to really try to go there. But, sometimes you do have to sell it a little bit because, you had a great day and you're going to sing a song about sadness and death and depression, but you're going to tap into that energy and, not phone it in, but you're not really there in life. So it's okay, but the audience wants to go there. And maybe some people in the audience are really there right now.
That's true.
And how disrespectful would it be to you if you made a mockery of their feelings because they connected with your thing that you made when you were feeling that way, and you're not taking it seriously because to them it's so real and they came for that.
That actually brings up a question. If you were a fan of Oasis,
I'm not.
If you were, and they just don't play Wonderwall because they don't, because they almost hate it.
I would say if you're a fan of Oasis, you probably fuck with other songs besides Wonderwall more. So it's like I'm a fan of Radiohead, and Creep isn't my favorite song by them. And if I really, really fucked with Radiohead or Oasis or whoever, I would respect their decision and be like, yeah, cool, like, don't do that fucking song. You got better songs anyway, and you don't want to do that song, and I fuck with you, so I want to support you in that decision.
Would there ever be a song you won't do because for whatever reason it's too popular and you like get fed up with it? Maybe, or I might not even do a song simply because I don't agree with its messaging anymore, and or it's something that I don't feel like I want to present to people anymore because they can have their own relationship with it, but maybe my relationship with that thing's come to an end, and that's okay. It changed. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go against my moral integrity because of an expectation from people, though. If I really feel like this is outside of what I'm willing to compromise, I'm not going to compromise it, and I feel like the people who really respect me will respect that, and the people who don't respect me as much as they think they do, and they're self-involved, which is okay. They don't owe me anything, but also you can't expect anything.
I wonder if that plays into why being an artist is hard longevity wise, because you connect with people at certain moments, and then if you stop being that person, maybe then the new music you're making will connect with different people, but not those people. And
a lot of people that you're connecting with are connecting to past versions of you, and they're connecting to a curated version of you. So it's a parasocial relationship. They're not really involved in your life, but they feel like they know you, but they just know the character that they've been seeing. And so they don't have a real idea of who you are or how you are or anything. They've got their own head image, which again, we have that of each other all the time, but that's it to like 100 because now it's just completely like, they're so cool. Like that, they're only seeing you with fucking like pyrotechnics and giant screens or on the radio doing crazy dope shit. That's the only thing they see of you. So they're like, oh my God, that person's like walks around and shit explodes around them, like, but they don't see you taking a shit. They don't see you crying.
Stuck in traffic.
You just in a shitty mood and anxious. You drank too much coffee and
Stub
you're
your
like,
toe.
fuck. Yeah, exactly. They don't see any of that shit. So they've got this really skewed image of like how dope you are. And that's why you got people showing up to Justin Bieber's house, like trying to like get inside, and they're looking at him and he's like, leave. And they're like, you can make a picture? You said I could have a picture? So I said to leave, and they don't get it because it doesn't.
They feel entitled.
Yeah, they feel entitled.
I made you.
But they also like, they don't even know what they're seeing. Like they're completely, they've got the projection of you that isn't real, but they're putting it right on your face, and they're interacting with you as if you're that thing, and they might love you. They might fucking love you like what they think you are, but I think if they really loved you, they would take a chance to get to know you and respect you. But some people just have no social cues. I mean, the people who are showing up to people's houses, I bet their social lives are fucking messes. Like, there's no way that they're maintaining good, balanced, healthy relationships with anybody.
I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah. So we get the outliers too.
We should follow those people and see what they're like.
Yeah. Yeah. There needs to be like a super fan fucking show. But then
It might encourage it.
exactly.
Yeah, it might encourage it.
Exactly.
Oh, I might get my own show.
Yeah.
Ah, you're right.
Yeah. And that's how this shit works, man. Like,
Does that ever weigh on your mind? The idea of the possibility that you could become really famous and those become your issues?
yeah, it definitely weighs on my mind. I don't know how I'm gonna handle that if that does happen.
Like
you
you
know?
lose your privacy.
Yeah, I mean, America is already a pretty like individualistic place. Like, I know my neighbor a little bit here. She's cool, actually. I fuck with her. She's like the first neighbor I've ever had that I've actually like had any sort of working relationship with. But you know, I mean, there's been other people that I've like said hi to or whatever. But so I guess what I'm saying is like, if I had to secure myself and be like, I need to get a private property with gates and shit, and like really only say who can come in at what time, it's already what I'm doing now. It's just scaled up. What I don't like is my loss of ability to go places. That pisses me off. Like just the idea of that is so frustrating to me that I couldn't just go be somewhere. I just can't just go to the beach and fucking hang out. God, that's annoying as fuck. I love going to the beach and just hanging out, you know? So then I have to go either hang out with other rich, famous people who
have their private beaches.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's probably what's going to happen. But then with rich, famous people, you get all sorts of personalities that are also jacked up to 10. You're not around normal, regular, like, well, I don't know. They're normal and regular, but they're just, I don't know. I feel like rich, famous people often have their priorities fucked up a lot more than people who are just trying to make ends meet for their families and shit.
I might argue that they might have their priorities more dialed in.
Depending.
Like, for example, I'm thinking like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's life is just music. Like, that's it. She has a, that's it. Her life is just her job at this point. She has really no other life besides that life.
That sounds horrible. It sounds horrible. What, you don't have good friendships and hangouts and just fucking play some Switch on a fucking random
I mean, she knows what she wants, right? She's dialed in.
Maybe, or maybe she's
has her priorities.
Part of a fucking snowball that she can't stop. And
that's true too.
She's contracted and shit. And even if there's days where she doesn't want to perform, she fucking has to. You know? So it's always grass is greener.
Yeah, but I would still argue that I would tend to think people who are wealthy are more dialed in. And I mean, there's a thing like Warren Buffett said, like you build your wealth by specialty, and then you preserve it by diversifying. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I do think you should be dialed in, and like have your priorities have very few priorities actually. Yeah. Just like the 1, 2, or 3 truly important things to you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would argue that I'd argue that they probably have their priorities more dialed in.
I think that if her priority was music, she wouldn't be doing what she's doing. Because her priority is being a star and an artist. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's not music. She would go live in a fucking shed somewhere and just fucking play her guitar or whatever. If music was her...
I mean, it's the music industry at that point. Once you're in the music industry, it's not really the music anymore.
Yeah. So she's dedicated her life to that, to me, you know? Because... I mean, she makes good music, but there's people who I feel make better music. You know, better is a relative term, but I think that they're
music
more
you prefer.
Invested. Not even, but like even more so just like their investment in like what art is. You know, I can't speak for Taylor Swift. I don't know how she feels, and maybe she doesn't feel that way. I mean, she actually seems like a pretty cool person.
That's your subjective opinion.
That's my subjective opinion, you know, but I've seen videos of her and she seems cool. She seems like a cool person. But also she seems like she's been swept away by this thing that maybe she didn't have as much control over as she thought. Maybe she had a dream when she was young, and now this is her life, and she's accepted that as her life and her role. And she plays an amazing role in the world. She helps a lot of young girls feel more confident, and that's great, you know? But Does her life sound pleasant? In a lot of ways, no.
No, I mean, I would hate fame.
Yeah.
But people like it.
Yeah. Some people like it.
Some people strive for it.
Yeah.
I avoid the limelight as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I have no desire for it. I
Yeah.
have no. Yeah.
I have some desire for it. If I'm dead honest.
I feel like that's most people. That's fine.
Yeah. Why do you think you don't strive for it?
I find more fulfillment in support,
Mm.
which is, I mean, it translates to everything. I mean, my job is mostly support.
Yeah.
I'm not writing the music, but I'm supporting artists and helping their music be the best it can be.
Mm-hmm.
I've always just been support. I've always enjoyed support.
That's
in
really
video
cool.
games, in Overwatch, I play support.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, I've always liked helping other people succeed more because I have the time to.
Mm-hmm.
I have the time to, and again, it's fulfilling.
Wow. Yeah.
The live sessions are free. That's my pro community work.
If you do one. I know. I've been wanting to do one for a minute.
You've been avoiding me for the longest.
I haven't been avoiding you. It's just been scheduling, like, for real, like, because I want to do it. I'd even be down to just do an acoustic set.
Yeah, we talked
Just
about
hang
it.
out.
Oh man, months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe a year ago at this point.
We in the podcast. Yes, it's just mine though. Okay. All right, bye. She was calling and asking about the iPhone
That you got,
that I got.
and she gets to be jealous about.
She gets to be really jealous about it because we ordered 2 iPhones and only mine came. Yeah.
Consumerism.
I know. I'm scared. I'm scared of Apple. Which I don't like having this watch on actually, like, because it buzzes my wrist and I don't like it being right on my body.
I do think it promotes over engagement.
Yeah, it does. That's why I turned off notifications, but I guess I didn't turn off phone calls. Damn, it's 104 degrees out.
Yeah.
See, look at that. But see, I didn't even want to know that. You know?
I keep it.
You keep it simple, bro.
I believe life is simple. I've come to realize that life is simple,
Mm-hmm.
and when discussing ideas, when discussing all these things, if you can't explain it simply, if it almost feels like people are doing mental gymnastics, word gymnastics to justify things, and I think life is simple. If it can't be said simply, do you really know it?
Yeah. Food is good.
Food is good.
I like food. I like wine too. Should we do a toast?
We should do a toast.
Okay.
Here, let me pour it.
Eric brought wine and pizza because he's a true gentleman.
Wined and dined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't really even talked about this yet, but I moved into a new apartment, and that's where this is being shot right now.
I'll do a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit's perfect. Treat it like church.
Cheers, it.
Cheers.
Oh, that was such a nice clink.
Yeah, right. That's nice.
I like sweet wines. I sold you my taste.
Thank you. Yeah, you got good taste. And and I wouldn't have known that was my taste unless I experienced that taste because you showed it to me.
I like sweet wines.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. I've always been a white over red person, but this is good red. This is real good red. And I think that white, I actually got sick of white because it is like bitter. This has body and flavor.
Maybe it's less real wine.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah, wait, this or the other one?
This.
Oh, really?
This might be less real. That's why it tastes better.
Oh, why less real?
I don't know. I feel like to me, real, genuine wine is bitter and like more alcohol-y.
Okay.
But I'm not a wine person, so I really don't know.
Have you had mead?
No.
It's like honey wine. This shit's sweet.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's fermented honey alcohol.
Fermented? I thought honey doesn't expire.
I actually don't know, I guess. I know it's made of honey somehow. I don't know how if it doesn't expire, so I don't know. Maybe it doesn't ferment.
Or
I don't know how
maybe
they do it.
they like add acid to
like break it down or something, or like heat it up or something. I don't know.
I mean, that'd be interesting to find out. Okay. I'll look into that after.
Here, we'll look into it now. See, this is the good thing about the internet and about having phones is that we can answer these questions right away. Sometimes it's more fun not to know. I think
I disagree. I for sure am a Google snob, and I will Google everything.
It's made with fermenting honey with water, yeast, and sometimes other ingredients, and then aging
The
it.
yeast is what ferments it.
Mhm.
I see.
Yeah, the yeast converts the sugar in the honey into
Yeah.
alcohol and carbon dioxide, which can take weeks or months.
Okay, that makes sense.
So do you just wait? So can you just make? Because I had somebody that's like, I made my own mead. I'm like, that sounded complicated to me. But if he's just adding yeast and water to honey, that's probably not that hard.
It mostly is kind of just that.
Okay, and then maybe like strain it at the end with like a coffee filter.
I don't know that, but I do know like you just add yeast to stuff and you get. There's a Instagram page I see. He makes like
Alcohol or whatever.
alcohol out of Monster, alcohol out
Ew.
of like any.
Can you make it out of chocolate?
It has sugar. I would think so.
Whoa. I'm gonna get some fucking Kit Kats and make some Kit Kat fucking chronic.
Kit Kat mushroom.
Yeah. Oh shit.
When do you grow your own mushrooms?
What has been your experience with mushrooms? If you want to talk about it,
I love them.
yeah,
Granted, I've never had like a bad trip, or I don't think I've indulged in it enough to really experience a trip. I've more microdose for sure.
Okay.
I need to get like a handful.
Yeah.
Like the
I've done it. Oh yeah. Do a what's it called?
Mike Tyson, where he's like,
He's fucking crazy, bro. I can't believe he
you
does
have to
that
let
shit.
it sit, get all the juices.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't really had a bad experience with mushrooms either, to be honest. I've had it be slightly uncomfortable at times, like as I'm like coming up, especially like that feeling, and it's a little anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I call it like electricity, but yeah.
yeah, the electricity. Yeah, you're just like, like what's gonna happen? I've done, I think 3.5 grams is the most, so that's like it's like a full 8. That's like a real trip, or maybe it was 3. And that one was pretty like whoa. But I didn't like lose a grip on reality or anything. It just made me very in touch with emotions that I think were dormant, and like allowed me to sit in them for longer, which was nice but uncomfortable at the same time because they're not all good emotions. And it was, it feels like I don't like learn things, like I always come away from it with things that I can say that I specifically learned on that trip. But I think that my body learns something and my brain learns something, or like gains like a slightly new function, that does bleed into other things. But it's more of a like adding subconscious processes that help me out rather than like, oh, I learned this and this and this,
Yeah, I can't think of a situation where I say I learned something, but I can't imagine. Yeah, I can't think of a situation where I said I learned something, but it also makes me think of like people say like a glass of wine is good for you, but it's like it might not even be the wine. It might be like the ritual of the de-stressing that wine does.
That's a good point.
And so it might not even be the mushrooms. It might be you just get relaxed enough to be able to focus on the things that you need to focus on. But yeah, maybe when I've done mushrooms, I would say I have a good time. I'm relaxed. The visuals are pleasant. I don't think I've ever said I learned something from it though. Granted, I never got into it wanting to learn something. For sure, I've always done it as for fun and for the trip and like the visuals and such. I've never gone in like with the intent of I'm going to learn something about myself, or I have this problem that I need to. Yeah, I haven't done it with intent like that.
Yeah.
So maybe that might be the issue.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds a lot harder because it doesn't sound like fun. It sounds like work, you know? But I think that using them as work, they do work when you do that. Like, they can be used as medicine. It's like, you don't need to just take medicine recreationally. You can. Some medication is great to take recreationally. It's fun. But if you're going in with a specific intention and you're like, this is the medication for it, it might help you with the thing that you're trying to solve.
I do think just going with it.
It's mental medication.
With intent.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the explanation that I've heard of like, if you think of your mind like a snowy mountain, and there's at the top of this mountain, there's a little ski resort. And there are skiers that go down the mountain. They go, and this one goes. So eventually, as the skiers go down, they're starting to form grooves in the snow because they're all taking similar paths.
Oh, I see.
The first couple of skiers generally kind of set the path,
Mm-hmm.
and then other skiers follow, but eventually the grooves get deep. And even if you're trying to take a slightly different path, you're going to kind of fall into line with the groove. And that's like our thoughts. We have certain thought patterns that form and really deep grooves get in. We can't escape them.
Habits and such.
But what I've heard is that the psychedelics are like snow, and they fall down and they fill up these grooves. And now you can take different paths than you would have initially been able to because the grooves
like a reset
are gone.
a little bit.
A reset. It fills it in and says, now you have options, buddy. What do you want to do? And you're like, oh, I didn't even know that this was an option, or it wasn't an option before, but now it is because those grooves are gone, and I'm not going to just keep falling back into the same one over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, I would say similarly with like a saw, when you're sawing wood, once you get the groove, the initial first two, it kind of just guides it, but then it'll only guide it down.
Yeah.
And so like you can't like midway switch saws and saw differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you set the groove and then you just have to follow through that groove.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is like if you were to like have a super special wood chips or something, or
Yeah,
like
you just
does
filler.
Filler.
You just
Yeah.
literally fill it back up and you start again.
Yeah, it's like no, I want to do it over here. Now. Yeah.
I have heard mushrooms as a reset. And I do think psychedelics are incredibly I mean, to me, the idea that they're found naturally gives me more belief in them. That might just be my conspiracy theorist in me, but it's natural, so
Yeah.
it has some utility. But I also put I invest in companies for psychedelics because I believe in it, right? And so it's like put your money where your mouth is. And I have a strong belief that psychedelics are overall good for the future if we can study them more.
Yeah, I think so. I think even some of the man-made ones are still useful, but not a lot. I mean, I think like LSD is useful. I haven't really experimented with much other ones.
I've never done acid.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant because it's like man-made.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I don't trust things nearly as much anymore. Like, I just don't want to get laced. And
That's
the biggest thing.
It has become more of an issue now. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, mushrooms are great. I love mushrooms. I also want to try ayahuasca at some point. Ayahuasca? You don't know what that is?
I feel like I do.
You know what DMT is?
Yes.
So ayahuasca is a drink that
Wait, hold on. Where can you get it? Like a smoke shop?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Ayahuasca
it's not what I
you
think
think
it
it's
is.
salvia.
Oh, maybe that's what I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, ayahuasca is it's a drink, but it's made out of these two roots. One is a root that's heavy in DMT, but that root you can't ingest. Your body will break it down and you won't get the DMT. But there's a different root that has something called an MAO inhibitor, which basically shuts that process off in your body that would break it down. It like connects to those enzymes. And so you now can intake the DMT orally like a edible because people smoke DMT. But this is an ancient tradition in South America. It is ritualistic, it's shamanistic. It's guided by shamans in tents, in huts with, branches that they're like doing this with and fire, and it makes you throw up a bunch and you purge and you have basically a long ass psychedelic trip that is apparently like the most profound psychedelic experience that a human can have. And people come out of it with all kinds of understandings about themselves and reality and their purpose here and their childhood and all kinds of stuff. And it's been very helpful for people. I would like to have that experience. It doesn't sound pleasant.
Are you able to?
Yeah.
As an outsider?
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah. You need to get your passport. You need to get a ticket there, and you need to pay them, but they'll do it. There's also ayahuasca ceremonies that happen in the U.S., but it's underground. It's because it's not legal.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I think meant physically. Okay.
No, yeah. Some of them probably are. But no, like it's, because I think that a lot of the reasons that psychedelics have were even criminalized in the first place was because people were expanding their consciousnesses too much.
I
and
mean,
being disillusioned by the system.
I mean, have you heard the freaking it's like the theory that the only reason we have consciousness is because monkeys ate shrooms.
Stoned ape theory.
Yeah. And it's like their neurons fell out. Like, whoa.
Yeah, it's very possible, right? Like it does connect you make new connections. I think that's what it helps with too. It's like your neurons, you're forming connections that maybe you would have never formed before because the conditions weren't right. But it's like, oh, this thing makes sense with this and this and this. That I don't even know. It's neuroplasticity, the ability to form and new neuron connections. Ketamine's good for that too. But ketamine's scary to people because it's a white powder and it's a pharmaceutical and all this, but it is useful for that. Yeah, I don't have a problem with drugs by themselves, like just in a vacuum. Like the drug itself, what it does, I mean, some drugs are really great. Some drugs are helpful. They can be, just as they can be harmful when done incorrectly or at the wrong time or too much or whatever. So I think that drugs, I look at it like anything else. It's like the moderation is where it really matters because these things can all be useful.
I would agree, just because culturally in so many cultures, drugs have been almost ritualistic, spiritual things. I mean, across history, alcohol has been the most common drug. Usually people drink a lot. People have always liked drinking. But yeah, some of the other ones become more like they do rituals around them. They do spiritual journeys with them. And so that has shown across history. So I can't imagine them not being useful even today. But I think maybe it's too accessible now and that it makes it easy to overindulge.
Yeah. And it's not safe anymore. It's not as safe. Like you can't just get cocaine and assume that you're going to be fine.
There's a lot more friction, I guess.
Yeah,
with
the fentanyl is fucked up. Like, people are dying a lot because shit's just getting cut because it's unregulated, though. This would be a chance for the government to actually come in and regulate some shit and save some lives, but there's a lot of pressure and pushback from cartels and because there's all kinds of shit happening that we don't know of people getting paid off and lobbyists and all kinds of things. But if the government decriminalized, legalized, and oversaw the manufacturing.
Like it's oversaw.
They need to oversee this shit. the manufacturing of the drugs so that we can get FDA approval on fucking cocaine and whatever the fuck so that we know that people are doing legitimate shit, and they could get a piece of it,
Well, I mean, that would require you to trust the FDA.
That would require you to trust the FDA, but I trust the FDA more than I trust the cartel.
I don't trust either. I just don't do drugs. I just don't touch them.
Yeah. If alcohol, the only way to get it would be to go to a fucking bootlegger or some speakeasy or somebody making fucking moonshine in their backyard, would you go buy alcohol very much?
I probably would learn to make it then. Trust my hands more.
You would learn to make it. That's a good point. I like that.
I would trust my hands more if it came to that point.
I like that.
I mean, we've seen those videos. The guy making mead with freaking Monster. Can't be that hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can't be that hard to get some yeast.
Huh. No, that's true. I have a friend who synthesizes DMT.
How even?
I don't know.
Science.
Yeah, science. It's like, I think you use like lye and all kinds of shit. I don't even know.
If anything, it might promote community because then you find one person who grows shrooms and you build trust with them. And then that person becomes like a pillar in the community.
Yeah. They're kind of the shaman.
And so, it might build trust that way.
Eric, start growing mushrooms, bro. I would buy them off you.
I have considered it. Funny enough, I've thought about it because you can
It's not too hard, right?
I have heard it's not too hard.
Yeah.
It's another skill to learn, though.
I don't think it takes that much skill, to be honest. Like, I think that if you're gonna turn to Heisenberg, huh? You're gonna be like, I need to make the most pure mushrooms ever, and you're doing science and shit.
I for sure would try like min-max it, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and then you accidentally start a drug empire that you didn't mean to. Yeah.
But at least I'd have your trust that I'm not gonna lace it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I take that trust and I break it on the last second.
Yeah, and then I lose my mind because I'm gonna tell the cops, and you're like, here, have one last dose, buddy, and it's got fucking, I don't even know what you'd put in it, Adderall and battery acid, whatever else, and I lose my mind.
It's so funny. It's like, speaking of all these drugs, there's a lot of drugs I just don't even know how to get. Like I don't have anyone who knows how to get cocaine or mushrooms even. Like it.
I can get myself some mushrooms for sure. Honestly, bro, you can go into smoke shops and they sell mushroom chocolate bars. There's a lot of smoke shops around.
Those aren't real though.
No. I know some that have.
Some of them that have the real one.
Psilocybin. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not up and up, because it's not legal, but they sell them because there's a church in Oakland that is the mushroom church, and they're allowed to prescribe and sell mushrooms because it's their religion. So that's how they get around it. And so they're called polka dot bars.
Oh, I've seen those. Oh, that's okay.
That's legit mushrooms.
Yeah,
and they're all over the place because they have exemption because it's their religion.
I have tried the polka dot bars, and I did know that those. Yeah, but some of them, I guess, whenever you get something from Shroom Relay, you do have to check the packaging. Sometimes there's like no psilocybin.
Yeah. They have like Amanita muscaria. That is like another mushroom that has those kind of psychedelic properties, but it's different. It's a different drug. Yeah.
Polka dot does have the psilocybin.
Yeah. But Amanita muscaria is that white and red one that you see in Mario when he eats that. That's the Amanita muscaria, which is it gets you high, and so. In the video game, when Mario's getting the mushroom, he's literally eating psychedelic mushrooms. And if you look at that, these people were clearly on fucking psychedelics. Like, what the fuck is this? There's little walking mushrooms that walk around. It's a toadstool kingdom. It's literally all a mushroom kingdom. Like, I don't know. I feel like they had to have been on some shit. But, yeah, I've had good experiences with mushrooms. I like mushrooms. There's been a few drugs that I've liked.
What drug have you hated? You'll never do again, if any.
Probably cocaine. Not that I've done that legally. But if I were to have, I wouldn't do it. One, because I don't trust it. Two, because it would make people in my life uncomfortable who have, history with that specific drug. And I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary to feel like that, I liked it in the sense because when I did it, like, I felt confident and fucking like,
unstoppable.
Yeah, I just feel like, fuck yeah, bro. Like, I didn't do a lot of it, and I did it a couple times. I tried it. And I liked it, but I'm good at testing my drugs, or if I don't test the drugs, I let other people do it first. They become my test because I'm not buying it, so when somebody is offering it to me, I'm like, you do it. And then I wait a little bit and I'm like, okay.
That's some king stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, try the food first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I do not trust this. But which isn't even the best test anyway, because if it does have fentanyl in it, maybe one half of the bag, like maybe there's only a little section that has the fentanyl in it.
I don't even know how that, like, are they different densities? So if you shake it enough, it'll fall to it separates? Or
I think they're pretty similar. They're both white powders.
I have no freaking idea.
Yeah. Have you seen how much fentanyl it takes to kill a person?
I know it's a little bit.
Let me show you this shit.
Is it like...
Let me show you
a penny size? Is it just because it's super cheap, so it's easy to lace?
It is super powerful, so it's easy to get. Yeah, a tiny little bit, spread it out, and it'll make your shit. That'll kill you. That much will kill you. That's how much fentanyl fucking ruin it, will actually kill you.
It's like legit adding salt to your fries. That's it.
It's not even that, bro. This is a penny That's like a couple grains, bro. That would solve 5 fries, maybe.
It's like a pinch of kosher salt.
Yeah, and they're putting this shit in cocaine. How the fuck are you dosing that out, bro? Like, there's no way that you don't accidentally put a little bit more in, or there's probably a lot of trying to kill people going on, because this is also warfare from other countries, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're killing our citizens. They're not giving their citizens the fucking fentanyl and drugs.
Yeah.
We're doing that to them. You know, so it's like, it's warfare too at the same time, because these markets are illegal and they're not regulated. If it was government regulated, do I trust the government? Not that much. But a lot of other countries want to kill us more than our government does.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You know, because they need good workers. Honestly, if the government can get a bunch of us on cocaine and just fucking work and fucking like they're doing on Wall Street, things should be going great for them.
That's assuming they're not already doing it, right? That's not.
I mean,
everyone on Wall Street's not coked out.
Yeah, I mean, we're all coffeeed out. We're all caffeined out.
Mm-hmm.
Coke is like literally just caffeine plus.
Yeah, some people are like 2-3 energy drinks a day.
Yeah, just do cocaine, bro.
It's more cost effective.
Yeah, it's more cost effective. It is, yeah. You'd feel better about yourself. It's not sugar.
Avoid those calories.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, whatever. I'm not trying to say that people should do cocaine, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that people are gonna do cocaine. So I'd rather have cocaine that we can trust that people are doing than cocaine that we can't trust that people are doing. That's as simple as it is. I have no desire in my soul to ever try heroin.
Oh yeah, me neither.
But
me neither.
People are going to do heroin. People do heroin. Do I want the heroin to be safe, or do I want it to be more dangerous? I want it to be more safe. That's why I am for the government regulation.
That's like putting a Band-Aid a little bit. I mean, you'd want to prevent them from wanting to do heroin. I mean, what prevents us from wanting to do heroin?
Well, a big one is that we have never done heroin, and we've seen what it does to people. I think if we tried heroin, we'd probably want to do heroin.
I mean, what's keeping you from trying it?
I have seen what it does to people.
And why is that not a deterrent enough for some people?
Because some people get into it young. Some people are so depressed that they don't give a fuck because they see what it's doing to people, and they're like, I want that. Shut reality the fuck off. I want to feel awesome.
Yeah, and I'd ask, why don't they feel awesome, right?
Yeah. And so there's a lot of other issues to fix, and that's why I see what you're saying with it being a Band-Aid. Yeah, I mean, you fix the poverty, fix the crime and the unhappiness, the mental health crises. It's not as simple as it sounds.
And no, but I do think we have a lot more power over these things than we do. We have a lot more power over these things than not. We have a lot more choice in our life, a lot more decisions that we make. And maybe we don't even realize how much power we actually have over our life. We do decisions so willy-nilly, not recognizing the amount of power and control you have over your life.
Yeah.
But again, it's like some people really are dealt a bad hand.
Yeah, some people really are.
It's like no matter how good of a poker player you are, if you have a bad hand, you might be able to bluff a little bit, but you have a bad hand.
Yeah. I mean, bluffing can save your life, but yeah. So I don't know what to do, but I do know that I hate that people are being fucking laced with shit. That bothers me on a really deep level. If somebody ever laced me with something, I would be really furious.
It's intentionally malicious.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's deceptive, and it's fucking with potentially the rest of that person's life because you want to profit off of them, or you're actually trying to hurt them, which is, neither of those things I fuck with.
Yeah, I was like, some people are trying to destroy a country.
Yeah. So it's like, that bothers me so deeply. And there's been places that have done it, but their drug problems have gotten worse. Like, actually, I don't know if their drug problems have gotten worse from what I've heard, but what's it called? Oregon decriminalized all drugs.
Oh, yeah, and I know things are bad there.
Yeah.
I know things have gone really bad.
Yeah, things are fucked up. A lot of people on drugs. Who knew when you tell people they can go do meth, they'll go do meth. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. The other option, I mean, what the option that already is that you criminalize the drugs. But that's almost like victim blaming at a certain point, right? Where it's like somebody is doing meth, so we're going to arrest them. It's like, well, they're a victim of meth.
Yeah, through a choice of doing meth, though. But I agree with what you're saying. And to some degree, I mean, I guess in some ways, prison can be a good thing. Well, if prison is done right, I feel like it could be a good thing. We don't often do prison right, but I mean the whole thing with like where you have to work in prison, because in my mind, you're getting them ready for the real world. The real world is they're gonna have a job, they're gonna have their hours set, and I do think it might be beneficial to forcefully build these habits for them of having to clock in, to have a job, to get fulfillment from their work of whatever that it is. Whenever you create anything, you will get fulfillment whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
Like, I helped a part in that. And so those things I think are good things.
The question is, are they paid for it? Like, are they getting compensated the way that they would actually get compensated? And some of them are there on some bunk ass charges, bro. People were going to prison for 10 years for smoking weed. We just smoked weed before this, you know? We would have gone to prison for that.
Granted, I never would have smoked weed. I did never smoke weed before it wasn't legal.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
If it was currently still illegal, I wouldn't have smoked with you.
Yeah. But then they decriminalized it. You try, you're like, what the fuck? Why was this ever illegal?
I see what you mean with that.
You know? And now, and why did people go to prison for years, lose their fucking lives over having some weed?
Well, for breaking the law.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though laws are arbitrary.
Yeah, exactly. It is a dumbass law.
But they're still there, right?
It's still there. But if they say it's illegal to be named Eric next fucking week, are you going to be like, well, it's the law?
I mean,
you're going to be like, this is a stupid ass law.
It would be a stupid ass law, but it would be the law. And then I would be...
you would be a victim.
Yeah, I'd be breaking the law at that point, just existing.
Yeah, well, yeah. And I would say, hey, free fucking Erics, bro. Because Erics shouldn't be locked up. Erics aren't hurting anybody. Maybe there's some Erics who fucking suck at driving and they crash their car because they smoke too much weed. But you know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't have these weird blankets over it, but it's a control mechanism. Because
but also, we create the laws.
No, we don't.
To an extent, we vote on these things.
No, we don't.
And with enough, that's why you have these branches of government. And with enough votes, with enough, you can advocate, you can sign petitions. With enough voices and enough people for your movement, you can make these changes. So if there was a law that's like Eric is banned, I'd be forced to have to start a movement, to have to go through the process of getting that law revoked, because I believe it to be unethical. And I'm sure I could convince you of that as well.
Yes, but if they say Eric is banned, so we're going to start killing the Erics.
And that's why Second Amendment, right?
Yeah, but...
against a tyrannical government.
Or they say Erics are banned, and now Erics go to prison, and Erics lose their rights. You have to rely on other people to give a fuck about Eric.
Well, I have to convince
what
other people.
What incentive do they have?
I'd have to convince people.
From prison? You're not going to convince people of shit from prison because you have no voice.
Well, I'd have to convince people. Well, the moment it gets signed into law, just gets sent to prison. Theoretically, in this
because they're going to start going around knocking on Eric's doors and fucking taking him out.
Okay, I have a gun. And at that point, I would say the government's being tyrannical.
Yeah.
It's within my right to fight back.
Yeah, you have one gun. The government has 10 million guns. Who you take out a couple cops? They're gonna come over, just fucking end your ass, bro. Like, that's what we're up against. That's why I'm saying it's not a fair fight, you know. And it's sad and it's fucked up.
But also, it wouldn't be just me, right? There's some other Erics.
There's a lot of Erics, yeah. So maybe all the Erics could band together, you know. But it's like, Can you really? And can you communicate with all the Erics? How you get all you Erics gonna get on the same page? How are all the people who were smoking weed gonna get onto the same page of, hey, they're gonna put us in prison for 10 years, but we like weed. It's fucking cool, you know? And I like the thoughts that I have on weed, and I like the conversations that I have on weed. It's beneficial to my life. Some people really need it, even like legitimately need it. But the government says, no, we're going to put all the people for no reason. Alcohol is way more dangerous and harmful. Yeah. But they tried to ban alcohol, but then people didn't let that happen.
Exactly.
Prohibition. Yeah.
And we got weed legalized here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, with enough effort, with enough voice, we can make these changes happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we saw it as unjust, right?
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, let's make that not happen.
Yeah. But you see, we saw it as unjust because we were doing it even in the face of it being illegal. Because if we were just like, oh, it's illegal, I shouldn't do that, then nobody would know. And nobody would fight it. And maybe they wouldn't care, you know? But maybe certain things are beneficial to us in solving a lot of crises that are purposefully put in place by the powers that be to keep us in a cage, in a box. So then when we start to do things that open our minds and expand it out and start to break down that system, they put more force on the box. And eventually that compression is going to fucking fly out like crazy. And we're going to see a revolution in this country because people are only willing to take so much. I don't think we're close. I think people are so docile. I think people are so fucking complacent with this that I don't think we're anywhere near that. But
particularly in California, not many people have guns. No,
we give a fuck. I want to get a gun. I need some gun money.
I mean, again, in case they decide to
ban
ban Daniels.
Shooting? Yeah, no, that's a huge reason.
In case they decide to ban Daniels.
Yeah, in case they decide to ban Daniels.
I mean, how are you going to go down? You're going to go down without a fight? Might as well go down with a fight.
I'll go down with a fight.
I mean, what's the alternative?
Yeah.
Just take me.
Yeah, exactly. You can try to take it down from inside the prison. You know? Because then you're like, oh, all the Daniels are going to be in there. That's how we get all the Daniels together. We all go to prison, and then we all start talking to each other and whispering during
But then you can't vote anymore.
It's okay. We don't need to vote. We weren't going to solve the problem by voting in the first place, buddy. We got to take this shit down. We got to take this shit over.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Because I don't know if voting really works. I think that it does, but there's so many things that won't even go to vote in the first place. It won't even get to the point in Congress or in anything to even vote. Well, are they going to vote on, like, are they going to let laws be voted on that harm the systems that are putting the laws into place?
No, that's, yeah. I mean,
they're not going to let it pass. They're not even going to let it get to that point.
I mean, I always think of it always, to me, like Tinder and online dating apps. It's really not in their best interest for you to get off the app because then they lose the revenue. They want you on the app to an extent so they can sell you the premium subscription where they can put you more. And I think, yeah, there's a lot of programs. In particular, I think of homelessness, where realistically, if someone who's truly advocating and wants to get rid of homelessness, they will eventually get rid of their job. And I don't know if that's something people are willing to truly accept.
What do you mean?
Well, let's say hypothetically we can solve homelessness. No one's homeless anymore.
Yeah.
All those social programs that we pay for and to do all the homeless managing and stuff, those people would be out of a job.
Wow.
And so is it in your best interest to want to truly solve homelessness if you might lose a job?
Holy shit.
And some people might say yes, but you can say one thing and your actions say another.
Man, yeah. They accidentally become the thing stopping themselves from solving the problem because they become reliant on the problem
to fund them.
Exist. Damn. So what do you even do about that? I mean, I guess it would just take individuals to care in the first place, maybe.
I mean, that's why I'm such pro community.
Yeah.
Really? I to me, some degree of some people can't be saved because they don't want to be saved. And so I'd rather focus on the community and the people who interact with me and the people who I can reach and possibly save. You know, if I make someone seen, if I if I can educate people, if I can have them shift their reality to have a better life, right? There's a lot I can do with words.
Yeah.
There's a lot I can do with words. There's a lot of influence I can have with words, with my presence, with my actions. I mean, I'm being involved in the music community. All those people that I've touched, that I've interacted with, that I've helped out. Hopefully I can prevent all those people from going homeless just by positivity, right?
Yeah.
That's really my best effort that I can do as a person. Because, yeah, I mean, I could vote on these things, but that's trusting that the voting system works and that we even come to agreement on what laws to pass that will be actually beneficial to even vote on. And so...
You know what I just realized the other day?
Mm.
Do you remember a few years ago when they had us vote on whether we're getting daylight saving time taken away or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck does that mean? That doesn't. I thought about it. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Because if California gets rid of daylight savings time, is the rest of the world and the country all gonna flip an hour and California is just gonna be off an hour from every other fucking, like, during certain parts of the year? I feel like
It'd probably have to be federally. I could see that.
Yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be like worldwide. I think. I feel like that would fuck everything up.
Is daylight saving time across the world?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. I know it to be like a American thing. I don't know if it's...
So does America just like get and lose an extra hour compared to the rest of the world? Like what?
I don't know
how the fuck that works. But see, yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, that made no sense. Like, just California is not going to flip. So now I can't just be like, there's a 3-hour time difference between me and New York all the time. There's going to be a 3-hour time difference and sometimes a 4-hour time difference. And sometimes I don't even.
I hadn't thought about that.
It'd be annoying as fuck. You know, you would just be like, I'm not gonna fucking, and it'd be stupid.
Yeah, we would have to agree with it.
Yeah, and then I thought about it after. I was thinking about this while I was driving the other day, and I'm like, was that like a fake voting thing? Because also I voted for it. I'm like, fuck daylight savings time. I'm like, what? Why would I want to just keep it so that it's fucking bright? When I wake up, like, I don't want to, or whatever, or the other way around where I don't even fucking know. I don't want it to get dark so early, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But one, that doesn't even solve the problem. That was put in place so that doesn't happen. So it's just going to keep on getting more and more off. And then the rest of the country doesn't change with us. So we're just off now. And then I'm like, is this a psyop? Like, is this just to see who's fucking stupid? Like, who votes for this and who's like, yes, and doesn't think about the repercussions of what that actually means?
I mean, I think that's most of us. I mean, I don't know if have you gotten the proposition packet? It's like this thick of all the props and what they all do and everything. And I had time to read it, but I do. Oh man, trying to stay up to date with all this stuff really takes a lot of time. And I can see why most people don't.
Do you remember any of them? Did any of them stick
well,
out?
one of them is like remove indentured servitude, which is a prison thing.
Yeah.
One of them is like for bonds, for schools.
Yeah.
One is rolling back penalties for crimes of like $950 or something. And then there's a few of them. There's like 10 of them.
Yeah. And how do you have the time to pay attention to all of them and vote? And they don't even make election day a holiday. So
vote with intent, right? How do you even, because people vote, but not a lot of people truly vote intentionally and know what they're truly voting for. Because before you even understand the politics of it, you have to understand the economics of it. Because, I mean, to me, that's all government is, managing money.
Yeah. I wonder what the ratios are when people vote for president, like, of the age ranges. Because they don't make election day a holiday. So a lot of people are at work that day. And they might not have time to vote, or they might be tired, or whatever the fuck.
Well, I mean, they have the mail-in ballots now.
They have the mail-in ballots. Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't trust the mail-in ballots.
I don't really either, but
I would definitely not trust. If they ever go to online elections, our country's fucked, bro. Just know that they got us. they did it. But so I wonder what the demographic is, because we know that young people don't vote as much. So is it mostly retired 65 plus people or whatever? 50, like,
I'm sure we can find this out.
Yeah, look it up. Look up what the age ranges are for these people. Because I have a theory, I might just be wrong, but this is my conspiracy theory, is that it's mostly older people, which is the demographic of the people who run the government, is those older people. And so they know that they're going to be looking out for themselves, so they'll look out for the other older people and feed them the information. The older people are the ones watching Fox News and all these fucking things, who are retired and will vote and have the time, you know? And because why wouldn't they make that a holiday? Why wouldn't they make that, hey, everybody, do your they say it's a civic duty, but then they don't fucking, I don't know. But I guess there's only so many voting centers or whatever.
Let's see. Let's see. Age.
What people don't know.
Okay, yeah. That's funny. Age 65 plus is the most.
Yup.
That's 2018 though. This is the best I have right now. But in 2018, it was 65 plus, composed 31% of it. Yeah, 18 to 29, which is the youngest voters, 11% in 2018.
Yeah. Which are the ones that are going to be living their adulthood, establishing themselves into the environment
that these politics will shape. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. They have the least, but they're also the least likely to vote because they don't care yet. Because they haven't been
You only care until later, really.
Yeah, I haven't been taught to care. And the people that are older understand the value of it, I'm sure. So it's not.
Here I have 2022. It went, it got worse.
It did?
18 to 29 at 2022, 10%.
Yeah.
And then the 65 plus grew to 34%.
Check 2020 because 2022 wasn't an election year. I mean, it was, but it wasn't like a presidential election year.
This one it doesn't have it. It only has 2018 and 2022.
Okay. Neither of those were actually election years, but that just goes to show that in the off years that it's like how I watch the Super Bowl, you know? I watch the Super Bowl. I don't watch football, you know? So like the seniors are voting consistently on, you know, every 2 years or whatever when it's time for new people in the Senate or whatever the fuck. I don't even know because I'm so out of touch with it. What the fuck they're voting on. But I know that they have elections in between presidential elections. It's not just that. And they vote on propositions and laws and shit. Maybe I should pay more attention, but how do you pay more attention?
But isn't it beautiful that you haven't had to pay attention, really? You've been fine, right?
Have I? Have I?
I don't know.
I've been fine with what I have, I guess, but I've also benefited from other people doing a lot of work. And I've also, this is the first time in my life that I'm taking on the risk of losing where I live if I don't put shit in. This is the only time that I've ever. So now I'm starting to be like, oh shit, like it is kind of fucked up, huh? Rent's pretty fucking expensive, huh? You know, it's pretty fucking expensive. You know, we weren't finding.
That's the government's doing.
The cheapest places that we were finding were all $1,600 to $1,700 a month for a 1-bedroom, and a lot of them were shit. Like a lot of them were in really shitty areas that I would not want to live in. That I would not want Stone to live in because she's going to be walking around and going to her car and shit like that. I'm like, there's no way, bro. Like the areas in Van Nuys and shit. We got so lucky with this place, but it's like you're paying so much for nothing, and that's so much of your life.
You're paying so much for location,
but not even, bro. Because
in California.
That's a good point. That is a really good point.
You're you're an hour from the beach. You're like 2 hours from the mountains. A couple hours from the desert.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
A couple hours from a national park.
Yeah, if you don't want to be here, just leave, I guess. Not as easy to leave as it might seem because that's a lot of starting over. Because if you're born here.
I mean, gosh. we're about to get political, but yeah, a lot of the problems here are caused because of
Joe Biden. No, I'm
no,
just
too much government involvement.
Yeah.
Too much government involvement, and well, I've asked people this: if how would you, or I guess, would you agree with L.A.? Let's take a really beautiful area. Let's say Malibu Beach.
Yep.
If you made that look like Hong Kong, super congested, super packed, but you also create a ton of housing there. But because of all that compactness, it'll look like Hong Kong. So you lose some of the beauty of what makes Malibu currently beautiful. It's sparse, it's open spaces, it's right. But you would get more housing. More housing would be more affordable housing because it's more competition.
Yeah.
Right. It's the give and take of that. California has very much decided that we like the way of life here, which is open spaces. Our beaches are open. We have a lot of public parks. We have a lot of greenery. We dictate a lot of land to be used for maintaining like open space and environmental stability is what they say.
Yeah.
But as a result of that, you create restrictive housing.
Yeah.
Which, if there's restrictive housing and then there's more people, if you're controlling the supply and there's still more demand, it'll cause prices to go up.
Yeah. So would I like it more if they decided to go the other route and say, hey, let's get as many people here as possible so that we can socialism this shit and bring the prices down? No. I mean, I guess I wouldn't, I mean, I already don't like how congested LA is. If it got more congested, I would be annoyed as fuck. Because the value isn't just in how many places are there to live. It's in what do we have access to. And we have access to those things because we're not over saturating the housing market.
Yeah.
But
we have a lot of restricted building. Also, a lot of building on how tall a building can be.
How much though do you think the prices are artificially inflated?
Well, by a lot. We have like rent control, and if the incentive. So as an investor, if I know a property will be rent controlled, the incentive isn't there. I'm not going to make a good return on that. So I'm not going to invest in housing. I'll move my money in something else.
Yeah.
And so because California has a lot of rent control, there's not a lot of incentive to build housing. And so in some ways that is artificially controlled because that's the government deciding.
Yeah. But that's kind of a good thing for the citizens who are already here, right?
Yeah. It puts a bar for other people to enter.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is, good for us. I think that
preserve your way of life.
Yeah, preserve our way of life and make sure that we're not only accepting the wealthiest of the wealthy just because that's who can, buy everybody else out.
Well, at this point, California is kind of becoming like you kind of have to be wealthy to live here.
Yeah, but it offsets itself, right? Because you might be wealthy in terms of your income in every other place in the country, but in comparison to here and how much you have to spend to live here, you're not wealthy. You could be making $100,000 a year, but if your bills are $80,000 a year, you've got $20,000 left over. Are you really wealthy? Because if you're just trying to maintain a house, or even let's not even say 100,000. Let's go with whatever the median income in the country is. If you're making that much here, you're probably just scraping by. But other places, you're fucking fine. So it's it's a fake wealth. But if you were to take that California money and then take it somewhere else, now it's worth more. So that's why you get remote work in California and you move somewhere else and make that California money in Colorado.
We actually have an ever increasing, they're called super commuters. They do that. There's a lot of people in particular in San Francisco where they working in these tech companies and then they live off, and sometimes they commute a 6-hour plane ride as you commute.
Whoa, but it's worth it.
But it's worth it because it's
Wow. So you just live on the plane. Wow, that's fucking crazy.
But that's you have to realize that that's not. There's like there's why is there so much friction? Why is that more cost beneficial? Cause even though it's not more environmentally beneficial for sure.
Yeah.
But it's more cost beneficial. So like.
Well, it's the same way that I work in Malibu. You know, it's just scaled up because I could go work somewhere that I can walk to from here right now, but I'd be making less money. But it's worth the 45-minute drive through the canyon for me to go work in Malibu because I make a lot more.
Is it?
Yes.
I mean, you'd have to.
I drive a Prius, so it's worth it.
I was gonna say the wear and tear on your car.
No, it is.
gas.
It's dead ass worth it because of what I'm making in an hour. Because specifically with my job, it's worth it because I'm not paid hourly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paid per session,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an hour-long session, but it's a good amount of money, you know? So, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to say how much I make, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a good amount of money for what I do in 1 hour.
6 digits.
Yeah, in 1 hour. Yeah, this apartment is a fucking front. This apartment's actually my closet. It's part of a bigger unit that's about
It's a walk-in closet.
40,000 times this size, yeah. I'm sure that some rich people have walk-in closets that are the size of this apartment.
Yeah.
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Yes. Yeah, no. You don't need that as a person. You might want that as a person. You don't need that.
I mean, I'd also argue you don't need a new car, like as a person.
No.
You don't need that 2024.
No.
You don't need that 2023.
You don't even need to be happy.
Hmm?
Oh, I don't know what happened. That was crazy.
I guess you do need to be happy.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, you need to be happy. Make sure that this is
I've come to realize that happiness is
overrated.
It's a byproduct. So if you're always seeking happiness, you probably won't find it. But happiness is a byproduct of doing something that's actually fulfilling.
Yeah. Happiness comes from discipline a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Happiness, I think. Do you think there's a difference between happiness and joy?
Happiness and joy.
Maybe they're just words.
I mean, they could just be synonyms. I would say they're synonyms. Joy might be more singular. Happiness might be more prolonged thing. I don't know.
I feel like, I don't know. Happiness is a fleeting thing. That's what I know. Is that there's no such thing as being happy in life because you're gonna experience all kinds of stuff all the time. You're gonna be moments of happiness and you're sad sometimes, and it's like not a lasting thing. We're ever changing and evolving, and going through different cycles.
Yeah, that's what I kind of stopped pursuing happiness.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You know, but fulfillment is definitely a cool one to set your eyes on. I think they're good things to set your eyes on and try to get there, but you just can't expect a constant state of these things. You're not going to experience a constant state of fulfillment or happiness probably because it's like, how could you?
I would say I feel a constant state of fulfillment. I feel I'm always feeling fulfilled for what I'm doing, and the intentionality I go about with life.
In every moment?
I would say so.
Really?
I do feel pretty fulfilled. Like it's kind of hard not to. I find it. But I mean, I might be using it synonymously with grateful. I tend to always just go like, yeah, I'm really grateful for the life I have.
Yeah, even in bad times or like hard times.
I mean, yeah, my hard times really aren't that hard. If I zoom out, relative to the world, my problems are nothing.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed by what I'm feeling and my problems and stuff, and like I can't say that I always feel fulfilled in every moment, you know? I think that when I think about it hard enough, I can find the way to come back around to being like, you know what, though, it's okay exactly where I'm at in life. And there's an acceptance that comes with it. But I don't always feel fulfilled for sure. Like, there's definitely moments where I feel awful, you know? But it doesn't mean that that feeling's true or that there's truth to it. It's just what I'm feeling, you know? But it's not a constant state. I can't say that I'm constantly walking around like I feel completely perfect and fulfilled and happy. No, sometimes we're like, even like at work, like I'll end a session. Sometimes I'm like, damn, that session did not go well. You know, I could have done better or whatever. And in a sense, I couldn't have.
I was about to say, I'm like,
I could tell you're going to free will territory
yeah.
almost.
No,
yeah.
no,
No?
not even that. That you're not living by your fourth agreement if you thought you could have done better.
Yeah. Try your best. Always try your best. Yeah. No, and that's true. And I feel like I am always trying my best. So I can find the satisfaction in that, but I don't experience every moment like that because that always it just creeps in for me. Maybe you found a more grounded place, which is awesome. And I feel like you have in a lot of ways. Like you seem like a very grounded and like kind of like you're okay with what things are and where things are at in your life more than I think most people.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned to get out of my head. It's like I'm really not that important. The community's important. I'm not that. I'm a part of the community,
Yeah.
but really,
Why is the community more important?
it's a collective. I mean, how could it not be more important? We're social creatures.
Yeah. It's like an atom or a cell.
I mean, when we see a single ant, we look at it, we might be curious. But I for sure find more enjoyment from seeing like a colony
Yeah.
and all of them working together and doing their jobs. But like, I mean, a single ant, it looks cool and everything. But when you see that stream of ant, and then I don't know if you've ever had ants, you follow the stream and it's like, oh, where are they? And then you see their nest. And then you're like, oh my God, they're underground. I wonder what's down there. They have this whole civilization down there.
Yeah.
I hear it too.
Yeah. We got that audio. Yeah, it's probably getting my laptop's probably getting pretty hot.
I mean, it's really hard to not be grateful when I know I can, as simply as it is, I can go to the bathroom, I turn on the faucet, and there's running water.
Yeah.
Like literally half the world doesn't have that.
Yeah, it's true. And a lot of the world doesn't have that because we have that. Which is another crazy thought. I kind of struggle with like survivor's guilt a little bit sometimes when I think about it.
I mean, you're just fortunate enough to be born in America.
Yeah, but also a lot of people suffer for the lifestyle that I get to live.
Why do you say suffer?
Because they're being exploited and taken advantage of.
Like who?
Like the kids in the cobalt mines for the batteries, the lithium batteries. Like the workers in Amazon in China who are trying to kill themselves because they're so their work conditions are so shitty. Because of a lot of more or less slave labor that gets outsourced, which in a sense we could consider that giving them an opportunity, but we're giving them really shitty opportunities, but maybe better than they were given.
Yeah, I mean,
prior.
Funny enough, Hong Kong has an immigration problem, and because there's a lot of opportunity there. Because I found out recently, I don't know if you know, but Hong Kong, it's in China, but it operates capitalistically compared to the rest of China, which is more socialistic. And so there's a lot of immigration from China to Hong Kong for that opportunity, which is funny because that opportunity is like $3 an hour, or like what we consider slave wages, but they risk their lives for it because that's better than the life that they have.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, more often than not, they're all agreeing to it because, yeah, even though from our lens it might look like a shitty life, from their lens it's the best life that they can currently reach.
Yes, which I wonder if that is also artificially created by structures and institutions being in place that specifically bottleneck it for them, because the people in charge, maybe they don't have nearly as much as our government or whatever has, but I feel like the people at the top have to bottleneck the amount that the people at the bottom benefit, because if not, then it becomes socialistic and everybody becomes equal, which doesn't, because there's personality types that always emerge that are willing to do the most harm in order to gain. You know, those personality types merge, and they're really good at coordinating together to fuck over other people. Whereas people who are good people don't tend to come together as much, you know, weirdly.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I say that's why I would. Yeah, I would for sure say that's why you have to like. You have to become the one educated.
Yeah.
Like you being a good person isn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be a good person. You have to be a smart person. You have to be aware. Like being a good person is not enough. Truly.
Yeah. Well, it's a crazy note to end on. Being a good person is not enough. Get smart,
Get
guys.
smart.
Shit.
Man. Words I live by. You get good. It's get good and no Johns.
And no what?
No Johns, which is no complaining. Either get good or don't complain.
Yeah. If you get good, can you complain?
Nah.
Now you gotta get better. So just don't complain.
I find complaining to be useless a lot of the time. I find action to do a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it all goes back to that action that you have as an individual is a lot more than you think you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think talking out the problem and complaining are two different things too. Because I feel like you should be able to talk out the problem.
Yeah.
Without complaining about it.
Yeah, but I think it comes to the point when you kind of give up to the system and go like, this is the way things are. And so I give up. Like, there's no point because these systems are in place. I think at that point you lost.
Yeah.
Because, these systems are in place, but they're really, I mean, again, life is simple. Life is simple. We overindulge on things that we think are valuable. But, I mean, truly the only things that are really valuable are like relationships. Love, the thing you can't buy.
Yeah.
But we like spending money on Gucci bags, Supreme shirts.
I know I do.
Like.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I never got that. I never got like the brand thing. I didn't ever want it to be branded. That just feels weird to me. Like it just feels like why would I want to walk around with some company's logo unless I really, really appreciate it and love that company and what they stand for? If not, then like I'm just gonna I'm gonna pay them to advertise for them.
That's funny. That's kind of how I see it. That's why only local band shirts at this point.
Cool. Because you believe in what they're selling. Yep.
Best support is financial support.
Yeah.
I paid for this shirt.
Good. That's what's up, Eric.
They get to promote their music.
That's what's up.
I am a walking ad for them.
Yeah.
But I'd rather be a walking ad for them than Nike, let's say.
Eric is an amazing mixing engineer and recording engineer. And he has a studio called SoundCast Studios in Canoga Park.
All true statements.
And people should definitely go and work with him because he's clearly a very straight shooting individual who does great work and will do really great work for you.
And I won't miss a deadline.
Won't miss a deadline.
I won't miss a deadline.
Stone's home.
That's a perfect way.
Perfect way. All right. What's up, baby? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.